against law. Several religions annul all biblical laws, defining that all law has been abolished. In fact, this is an error of mere text interpretation, or even an attempt to hide the truth of a text. In Ephesians 2:15 it says that Jesus annulled the law of the commandments contained in ordinances. What we can see in this text is that there are laws of commandments that are not ordinances. Since it is not written that Jesus annulled the law, nor does he say that he annulled the law of the commandments, he says that he annulled the law of the commandments which consisted of ordinances. The question is, what is ordinances? As we are in the New Testament, the words are Greek. The term translated ordinances G1378, and that term defines in the dictionary Strong's civil, ceremonial or ecclesiastical law. In fact, this term refers to the laws of organization of the Hebrew people. When a law was not for the organization of the Hebrew people, it was not a ceremonial law. We can see, for example, 1 Corinthians 7:19, which says that circumcision is useless, but what is important is to obey God's commandments. Both the verse in Ephesians and the verse in Corinthians define to be written by the same person. This is Paul. Thus, while in Ephesians he determines the annulment of the commandments that are classified as an ordinance, or ceremonial, Paul defines in Corinthians that the important thing is to obey the commandments. But it defines, for example, that circumcision, which is a law of commandment in civil form, is useless because it has been annulled, as Ephesians 2:15 says. We can also see in Ephesians 6:2 that we must honor father and mother, and that this is the first commandment with promise. Thus, we clearly have the definition of a group of laws that are not civil or ceremonial laws, and these are the so-called 10 Commandments. Where does Paul get the commandment referred to in Ephesians 6:2? This is not to say that only the 10 Commandments are to be obeyed, but it does define that the commandments that are classified for all men must be obeyed. And the law of the commandments that organized Israel as a people, like the eye for an eye, must be annulled. For example, we should read in Mark 2:27, that the Sabbath was made for man, which again shows that the 10 Commandments do not comprise the law of the commandments contained in ceremonial, ordinances, or civil, of the Hebrews, being the law of commandments for men. In fact, we must understand that as it is written in the 1 Corinthians 7:19, that the important thing is to obey God's commandments.
If you are looking for more content from different areas, visit the reformadorstad.com website. News and detailed content can be found with system of research and organization of text and video.